Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. We are now less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania 30. NoDQ.com is your source for all the latest WrestleMania news and rumors, as well as live results coverage of not only WrestleMania, but the Hall of Fame as well. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. So let's get started with the first one today from Jai Joaba. Hey Aaron, since Michael Cole said sucks and Vicky Guerrero called AJ a bitch, this must mean that the Attitude Era is back, right? Here's my answer. The old-fashioned no button. Let me get it right this time.
No, no, no!
And there you have it. Now, on to the next question here from Flying Hippo Zero. Hey Aaron, with the Cena-Bray Wyatt rivalry, do you think that WWE is trying to make Cena a little bit less Super Cena by making him afraid of Bray Wyatt? I've been getting a lot of questions about the Cena-Bray Wyatt feud, and people are asking me about the possibility of John Cena finally turning heel or finally having a character change. And based on the WWE storyline right now, John Cena is going through all these mixed emotions, and is he going to be brainwashed by Bray Wyatt just like Daniel Bryan was a couple of months ago? I don't think so. I think that WWE obviously is doing this storyline to make you think that John Cena can be brainwashed and maybe be broken down. And I got another question here from It Doesn't Matter. Hey Aaron, who do you think will win at WrestleMania, John Cena or Bray Wyatt, and who do you think should win? Well, here's the thing. I would like to see Bray Wyatt get a shocking win at WrestleMania. I think that it would do a lot of good for his character to beat John Cena, but I only see that happening if there was some sort of plan to turn John Cena heel at some point, and I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that, you know, with the way the storyline's going, it's looking like the odds are against John Cena, but it's this typical story we've seen where John Cena is coming off like the underdog, and it looks like he is going to cave in and everything's going to go bad, but in the end John Cena will rise above hate and he will overcome the odds, and that's what it's looking like to me at this point. Bray Wyatt has been getting the best of John Cena every week, and I think that in the end John Cena in all likelihood is going to prevail over Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania and then go back into the main event picture and possibly feud with Daniel Bryan or Batista or Randy Orton, whatever. Hopefully not Randy Orton again. But at this point, if I had to make a prediction, I would go with John Cena. But I would like to see Bray Wyatt win. I think that that would be a very cool surprise to see him pull off an upset over John Cena. But I just don't see it happening at this point. I think in all likelihood John Cena is going to get the big win, and Super Cena will rise above again, and his legacy will continue. You know, the whole storyline's about John Cena trying to hold on to his legacy, and Bray Wyatt's trying to take it away. And, you know, John Cena represents the never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect. And, you know, I just don't see the bad guy winning. And that's just the way it is. All right, this next one comes from L. Len Neville version 3. And I think I butchered that name badly, but whatever. Hey Aaron, assuming Jeff Jarrett goes through with his rumored wrestling company, what do you think are the chances of his company using a 6-sided ring? I think that that would be a mistake. I think that people associate the 6-sided ring with TNA, and yes, Mexico had a 6-sided ring, and other promotions have used a 6-sided ring, but, you know, fans in the United States associate the 6-sided ring with TNA, and I think that that would be a mistake. I don't think you want to go back to the past and use a concept that is associated with another company. Even though Jeff Jarrett was a major part of TNA, I don't think it should be done. I think you should just stick to the 4-sided ring. And I've said this before, it doesn't matter how many sides you have. 4 sides, 6 sides, 8 sides, 552 sides. It doesn't matter. It's the quality of the in-ring product and the storytelling. That is the stuff that is important. So hopefully Jeff Jarrett gets some talented people on his roster, and hopefully he gets some people that have creative minds and have some new and fresh ideas for his company. That's what Jeff Jarrett needs, in my opinion. All right, this next one comes from Wrestling Do 95. What's up, Aaron? How come you do not play the WWE video games like you used to? My opinion, I really enjoy the evolution of how they have improved the games. Well, a couple reasons. First of all, I'm getting older and I just have lost interest in video games overall. As far as the WWE games go, I've never been a big fan of the game engine of the SmackDown versus Raw games and the 2K games. I just don't like the gameplay. It's just a personal taste. You know, I really enjoyed the old school Nintendo games. I'm a Nintendo guy. I've always been loyal to Nintendo, going back to the first system and Super NES and Nintendo 64, GameCube, the Wii, planning on getting the Wii U at some point. I've never really played the PlayStation or the Xbox, and when I have, I just wasn't impressed with the games. I didn't like the feel of it. You know, I loved No Mercy and the WrestleMania 19 game on GameCube and the first Day of Reckoning. I thought the second Day of Reckoning was terrible, and that was really the point where I started losing interest in the games. But yeah, I've never enjoyed the SmackDown versus Raw games. For example, like a guy runs up the ladder and literally he's up there in 2 seconds. To me, it's too cartoonish and over the top, and you know, the animation I think is you know, not as realistic actually as some of the older games, which is interesting to me. But once again, it's just my personal taste and how I feel about the games. I've never really been motivated to play those games beyond just trying them out. All right, next question here. Do you ever see AJ Styles being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame? Also being inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, even though he did not wrestle for the company. Well, regarding the TNA Hall of Fame, I could see that happening if TNA is still around. I could see them bringing back AJ Styles into the Hall of Fame. Sure, why not? Whatever. I mean, if you're taking the TNA Hall of Fame seriously, then AJ Styles is a no-brainer. He's at the top of the list of guys that should be in their Hall of Fame. Regarding WWE, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Especially if WWE doesn't get the rights to the TNA footage. I think that maybe one of these days, if TNA does go under and WWE gets the rights to the TNA footage, maybe AJ would go in, but I really think it's a long shot at best. And if WWE never gets the rights to the video footage, I think that the chances are slim to none. Highly unlikely in all likelihood, as I would say. All right, this next one comes from the Jobinator. Hey Aaron, assuming his wrestling career isn't over, how many realistic opponents remain for The Rock to face when you put into consideration both match quality and drawing power? Thanks. Well, that's the thing about The Rock. There's not really a whole lot of guys that he can be facing at this point. I think that the list is very short. One plan was for The Rock to face Brock Lesnar, but things fell through. The Rock got hurt, so you know that went out the window for the time being. Now, maybe for WrestleMania 31, you could do The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. You have a few other options. You can do The Rock versus Randy Orton, third-generation star versus third-generation star. You could do The Rock versus Batista. And if Roman Reigns gets big enough, you could do The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And, you know, another match you could do, even though it's been done before, but never at WrestleMania, The Rock versus The Undertaker. The Rock challenging The Undertaker's streak. That would be something interesting to see. So there are a few matches left for The Rock to do, but it's very limited. And I think that if he doesn't wrestle again, it's not a big deal because he did come back and have one final run, and he won the WWE title one more time, and he had two back-to-back matches that broke records. The Rock and John Cena made tons of money for WWE. So, you know, The Rock came back and proved that he still had it. He still had the drawing power. So there's not a whole lot left for him to prove. So, you know, it's touch and go. I mean, he could come back. He could have a few more matches. But if he doesn't, you know, then life moves on. All right. Last question here today from Best for Business. Hey Aaron, NXT has a lot of talent, but do you see main event material on anybody? Sami Zayn is just going to be another Kofi Kingston. I can't take Adrian Neville seriously when he reminds me of Ratatouille. And Bo Dallas, Bo Leave, is just too Justin Bieberish. Well, you do have a good point. I mean, a lot of the guys on the NXT roster are small, and that is going to be working against them. Yes, Daniel Bryan has made it in WWE, and he's a top star, but he's a guy that wasn't supposed to make it, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of exceptions. And the word in WWE is that they want to focus on bigger guys moving forward. They don't want to have any more smaller indie guys on the main roster. And with NXT getting more exposure on the network, there's not as much of a hurry to call up the NXT guys to the main roster. So it's definitely going to be a tough road for all those guys you mentioned. And even if they do make it on the main roster, there's definitely going to be a ceiling, and it's going to be unlikely that any of those guys will reach a level that somebody like Daniel Bryan has reached. I'd love to see Sami Zayn, El Generico make it big in WWE, but I don't see him ever being a top-level guy. Certainly, he could be at a Kofi Kingston level, and maybe even better. I mean, he is a tremendous performer, and he could go with some of the best in WWE. He could have as good a match as anybody on the WWE roster. So I'd love to see him get the opportunity, but with the way WWE's mindset is at this point, with wanting to focus on bigger guys, and those are the guys that they want to push, it's going to be tough for those guys to make it far. All right, that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it on Facebook and Twitter. Tell a friend about No DQ&A video. Anybody you know who watches wrestling, have them check out the video. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest WrestleMania news and rumors. And I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.